Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Cruise. And Derek, I was just talking to him off air. He was in the studio, but he was having some trouble getting his camera to work. And so you see, I only have this guest host right now, which is Sadie. Those of you that have been coming to my lives, you know that she is a regular part of the show now. That is as long as I had treats for her, which she's looking very attentively at my hands, which do not hold a treat, but she's hoping that they will soon. So let me just get right into the whole thing here, because for those of you new, we have Derek from Island Time coming on, and if you don't know anything about his channel, he reports on almost a daily cruise news and gives you everything you want to know and more. Not only does he do cruise news, but when he goes on cruises, he'll do some special videos on the side. Myself, I'm more, I don't know, I guess you could say a vlogger, where I vlog about the cruises. I do a weekly cruise. We talk about the cruise ships, and not so much news specific, but just all things cruising. So that's where our channels are a little bit different, but we're both definitely talking about cruising. And obviously Derek just started Island Time Travel, so he's even booking cruises now, and he's booked several for me. So we should have him on here in just a minute. But if you have not already, and I see we got a bunch of comments, so let me just catch up with all of those real quick and say hi to everybody. And Derek has made it in here, so I think we'll have him on in just a second. Tim is here. Christy's here. I was talking to Jen. I know Will is here. Z checked in. Jim is here. He was the first winner of our t-shirt, which I'll talk about in just a minute here. We got Lido Tito here. And anybody else check in? Not yet. So if you haven't already checked in, put your name in chat. But I want to introduce our special guest, and it's very special. You see, I have my island. Oh, pointing at the wrong. I'm backed up. Let's just do both of them. I got my Island Time logo over here, and I have my Coach Cruise logo over here, and that is because we will be together again in just a few days. That is Mr. Derek Phillips right there, the host of Island Time.
The reunion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Exiting 2022 together and welcoming 2023.
Yeah, and I'm so pumped, and I know we got a couple people in the chat that are going with us. I see Usnavi and Lido Tito. We got Fireball Steve. He's on a ship right now, so yeah. I don't know if he'll be joining us. And if anybody else is joining us on that cruise, be sure to mention that in the chat. And yeah, Christy, Lido Tito actually made us these shirts. And
I should have worn mine. I didn't get the memo.
Oh, that's okay. You know what? I mean, I figured, well, it's just you and I most of the show here today. So we might have a special guest cruising at the very end. That I'll leave that as a surprise. So if you want to see somebody live from a cruise ship, I have a secret guest, potentially, assuming they can get the Wi-Fi to work, which Derek and I well know is a crapshoot, and it's usually not going to come up. Yeah. It's not going to come up 11 most of the times. That's for sure. So before, I want to ask Derek, because he just came off the Carnival Breeze, and I want to talk all about the Carnival Breeze because I'm especially interested in the Carnival Breeze. And I've been on the Breeze before, but I'm especially interested in it right now because that is the ship we are going on. So he just got off the Breeze, and he's going to jump right back on it just a month later. So, but before that, I was just starting to talk about it. What I do with my super chats here, and that's why this is her favorite day of the week, because I have a plate of little bite-sized cheeses that she scratches up my arm for. And this week, so the super chats, a $10 super chat gets her. I upgraded the treats this week. They get these little kebab things. And what's good about them is it takes her a while to eat them. Unlike the hot dogs, which you can eat in about 3 seconds, it takes her a few minutes to eat these. So if you do a $10 super chat, you'll make her very happy and you'll keep my arm from getting scratched up for a few minutes. And then if somebody does a $20 super chat, I will give her a treat. And today, because Derek is on here, special occasion, we broke out the Angels Envy. Lito Tito is the first, and it's perfect. Lito Tito is the first. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Now, this is the part I haven't gotten to yet, and thank you, Lito Tito, for that. We are going to do this drawing. So every time I get to $100 worth of super chats, I'm going to do on my phone, I'm going to say, hey, Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. And if it lands on wherever you donated at, then I send you a Coach Cruz t-shirt. So, for example, we're going to do this drawing right now because we just hit 100. And Christy, that is awesome. We got. Well, let's get rid of Sadie here with Lito Tito's 10. And so you are going to be 1 through 20 on the next round, Christy. So let me explain this. We got Lito Tito here, and you are numbers 91 through 100. Lito. Tim is 1 through 10. Lynn is 11 through 20. Tim again, 21 through 40. Maria, 41 through 50. Lynn again, 51 through 60. Brad H is 61 through 70. Tim again, 71 through 90. And then Lito Tito, 91 through 100 for this round of a t-shirt. And if we get another 100 today, we'll do another t-shirt today. If we don't, it's okay. You stay in the drawing for next week, and then you come back next week to see if you win. So let's see who won this one. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. The number is 60. The number is 60. I don't know if you can see that. And that means Lynn. Lynn is our winner. She had numbers 51 through 60. She also had numbers 11 through 20. So Lynn, and I think she, well, at least she said she was going to join the show today, but she usually comes. So she'll definitely find out that she won a shirt. Christy, you are numbers 1 through 20. And let me get this shot ready. So while I'm getting my first shot ready, and thank you for that. Derek, tell us all about the Carnival Breeze.
Let's do it. First, Coach, thanks for having me in your community. You say all the time that we are brother channels, and we are. I mean, we're brothers in cruising, first off. I mean, you and I like to cruise. I think we know how to cruise. We have a good time, but we're also brothers in this endeavor. Thank you for all that you do. A lot of people don't know what it takes, just the grind. And, you know, I logged on a few minutes before you started, and I got that feeling in my stomach and my mind, you know, when you see that it's 3 minutes till, you know, and you're like, oh, here we go, you know, 2 minutes till. But then I remembered, oh, this is Coach's show, so I don't have to be nervous. But it is Giving Tuesday. I want to remind everyone out there, it is Giving Tuesday. Coach, I appreciate you, and I know that others do as well. I hope they show you, especially this day. It's Giving Tuesday. Let's talk about the Breeze, though.
Yes.
Breeze was awesome. I've always said she's my favorite ship. And I think you'll agree with this. If I'm not on the Breeze, but I'm on a Havana cabin on a Vista class ship, then that may beat the Breeze just a little bit. But I love the Breeze. She was fantastic. The crew there on the Breeze, they've always been remarkable for some reason. I don't know what it is, but time after time, for 10 years now, I was on board while the Breeze celebrated her 10 years in service to the day. I thought that was cool. But time after time, she is awesome. Now, listen, I'll be honest, okay? I'll be honest. The ship was packed. And, Coach, I know probably you'll say the same thing about the Magic. Packed. I mean, which I'm a people person. I love it. But you could see the strain a little bit on the crew, right? They worked long hours. It took a little bit longer to get a drink. But that just gave me an opportunity to tell them thank you that much more when it was my turn. And so entertainment was great. The comedians were awesome. Of course, that will change. But Lawrence, the cruise director, Coach, have you cruised with Lawrence before?
I don't think so.
He's He's on that fast track, that you've mentioned several times as well on previous shows, the fast track to cruise director. He sounds the part. He's present. He's there. He did an awesome job. I was impressed. I'd never cruised with him before. And he wasn't just vocal on the intercom system, but he was present at all the shows and walking around. And so I could see him most definitely. I was telling Amanda, I could see him on a bigger ship. But then when you think about the Breeze is a nice size ship, especially Cookie, the Cookie Monster, cousin Cookie, who's on the horizon now. He was just on the Breeze. So it's he's on a good size ship already. But we had a blast. My favorite thing about the Breeze is Alchemy Bar, and it sits in Ocean Plaza. And I'm telling you right now, Coach, the band that is on board, we better get ready. You better get your dancing shoes
on for New Year's Eve.
You better get your dancing shoes on.
All right.
They bring it. I mean, they're toward the end of their contract.
Okay.
And I think that helps because they've come together. They've been together for 6.5 months, and you can tell. I mean, it's not just some wimpy old band up there that's playing music. The guys actually sound good, the guys and girls. And so Alchemists were awesome. They're all going to be there. So, Coach, I know, you scout all the time as part of your profession. And I told all those bartenders I'm scouting because I have a big group coming with me in a month. And I need to know who's going to take care of us. And I've got it on lockdown. We're ready to go.
Well, and you know what? The thing that I like about the Ocean Plaza and the Breeze, and I've cruised on her once or twice. And the Breeze is a Dream Class ship, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So
the third in the series.
Okay. So the thing I remember about the Breeze, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you have the Alchemy Bar on the left-hand side and then the Ocean Plaza on the right, correct? So you get to hear the live music while you're at the Alchemy Bar. It's like the best of both worlds.
That's right. If I'm staring this way, I'm talking to the Alchemist, who were just unreal. But if I spin, all of us know that Alchemy chair, right? You spin that chair around, and just behind you is the band. And when your glass is empty, spin right back around and say, "Hey guys, I hadn't seen you in 7 or 8 minutes."
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, that's very cool. And just I want you to keep going. But Christy, I want to thank you for the shot. And Tim, Sadie, thanks you. And I marked you down 21 through 30. Christy is 1 through 20. And Christy here is for the shot for the $20 super chat. And Angel's Envy is smooth. That's a good shot. And Usnavi and Lito Tito, who are coming with us. So Derek is going to dance. He just don't know it yet. Maybe you do know it. I don't know. Do you?
I will say, okay, once I get a few drinks in me, I am a little bit light on my feet. I mean, I'll get up there and dance a little bit. It doesn't happen often, but I will say that Lito Tito and Usnavi have both seen me get up and attempt to move around a little bit.
I think I saw you in the piano bar on the last cruise we did.
Oh, yes.
I saw you get up a little bit. So,
yep.
I might be in that group of seeing you dance a little bit. And when the music's good enough and you got a little liquid courage going, you never know what's going to happen.
That's right. Well, that's one thing about cruising. It's something. There's no way at home. It ain't like we go dancing at home. I can tell you that. First off, there's nowhere to go dancing at home. But living in small town America, but it's part of the cruise experience. You do things that you never think you would do, you didn't plan on doing, and all of a sudden you find yourself on the dance floor, and you've said your whole life you can't dance. It's part of that cruise experience. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple people I wanted to mention. We got Sandra here, who is my TikTok video creator, and I got to send her a whole bunch more content. So hopefully I have her busy, but she says she enjoys doing it. So we're going to keep her happy then, because we'll have a whole bunch to send her. Brad H checked in. He just missed winning the shirt by one number. He had numbers starting at 61. So get your hat or get your raffle ticket back in the drawing there. We got Will G here, like I said. Let's see. Z is checking in again. Jen is here. And yeah,
Hey, and Will G, I want to interrupt, but Will G makes a great point. You've got Ocean Plaza, the coffee bar, Alchemy, but just around the corner from Alchemy is Red Frog Pub. And so if you like a beer, if you want a shot, if you want something different or the line's too long, you can step around 20 steps and be in Red Frog Pub, grab your drink, come right back around to your group. That's a good point.
And on the Dream class ships, because obviously I was on the Magic, was a Dream class ship as well. Do they still have the 2 hot tubs on the side outside of deck 5?
They do. Oh, they do. And okay. There's one right outside of Red Frog Pub. If you let the bartenders know, hey, we're going outside. We would love service out here. Even place your first order, especially if you're drinking the same thing. Place your first order, go outside. They will give you bar service and deliver to the hot tub. Of course, take care of them, tip them and say, hey, bring us another round in 10 or 15 minutes, and they'll do it. A lot of people don't know that, but they will do it.
All right. Very cool. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, that's some serious service. If you can be in the hot tub and be serviced with beverages, I don't think you can beat that. No. This is Lido Tito did the double, got the treat and the shot. So here, leave me alone for a while, Sadie. And we're going to put Lido Tito down here at 31 through 50. Is that right? Or is it 31 through 49? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's 31 through 50. That's right. I had a shot. So we have our special guest in the back studio or whatever. He'll be joining us after a while, but I still wanted to talk some more Breeze, and we haven't got to the Magic yet either. But like I said, stay tuned for later in the show here, because we have a special guest that is on a cruise ship live right now, and we'll get to hear something about another cruise ship later on. So the Alchemy and Ocean Plaza that you've been talking about right now, that's deck 5, correct?
That's it.
So what's is the casino also on deck 5? Give us the layout of the.
It is. Casino's on deck 5. Table minimums. I've heard from several people that some ships have gone up to $10 on several table games, including craps, which you and I care about. But it was $5, and then they have the smoke-free casino on deck 4, and they've added a bar down there, a big, huge bar on deck 4, the smoke-free casino. They had 2 roulette tables, of course, all kinds of card tables. No craps table, but they got the smoke-free casino on deck 4. They've removed the Thrill Theater. Some people are upset about that. They used to have a Thrill Theater that would, I think it had 4 senses, right? They'd spray in the face with water and the fans would blow and stuff like that. But they removed that, and that's now that space is now part of the smoke-free casino.
Oh, okay. And so they added that too. And that's, I'll mention that about the Magic when we get to it. But okay. So they did that as well. Okay. Yes. So that's interesting. Now, okay. So since I was just on the Magic, I'll tell you, similar to, but if I remember correctly, the Breeze layout I liked a little better, and the plaza was a lot bigger. Like, I remember the Alchemy being all the way to the left and the plaza being the right. But yeah, the plaza, you did almost have to turn around. Yes. The Magic seemed, the Alchemy was off to the side as well, but it seemed to be like in the middle of the ship. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on the Breeze, but have you been on the Magic? Do you?
Yeah, I have, but it was like 2013. She was my second cruise. She was brand new.
Okay.
Now, I remember the light colors and decor of the ship, but I don't remember much about it.
I mean, the Breeze seemed a lot newer to me. Yeah. And I know it is a newer ship compared to the Magic, but not that much newer.
Yeah, a couple of years. Yeah, 18 months probably.
And the thing I didn't like as much about the Alchemy bar, I love the Alchemy bar, but this particular Alchemy bar, although it had more actual bar seating, because I always like to be at the bar, they didn't have those secondary backup seating, you know, where they'd have the waiter, the
Yes.
waitress come out. They didn't have that. Now, did they have that on the Breeze?
They don't. It's
Really?
it's only the belly up to the bar. You know, there's probably a dozen seats right there in the corner. There's no second row at all.
So it was probably hard to get a drink because every time I went to the Alchemy on the Magic, it was packed.
It
I mean,
was.
there was no seat to be had.
Now this is the first time I've ever seen this, Coach, and you can speak to it. But for the first time, I saw 4 white coated official alchemists working at the time. I've never seen 4. Have you seen 4?
No, and I had 3, and then sometimes you'll get 3 plus you'll have that waiter,
yeah,
their dark jacket. But yeah, it was just 3.
Yeah.
Mine were Diana, Nicola, and Brian, and those 3.
Brian,
they were just so much fun the whole week. Diana is just cute as a button. I mean, I have so much good video of her just being goofy and you know, being funny in the camera and everything else like that. And then Nicola, you know, he's a veteran. He's been on a bunch of ships. It seems like there's like 3 or 4 Nicola alchemists. So you gotta you gotta know which Nicola we're referring about, and then Brian. But yeah, they were all great. I even did a mixology thing with them at the end, and that was all. And I'll put video out for that as well. But ports. So what were your ports on the Breeze?
We had Cozumel, Mexico, and it said Progreso. I say Progreso, Mexico.
You weren't a fan of the Progreso?
We've been there twice in 30 days. I've given it a shot. And Coach, I know I saw your text message. I was slammed today with work, but we've done 2 different things there, and just both of them didn't work out. You know, just not good.
Have you tried the cenotes? Cenotes? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct.
No.
That I'll tell you what. I mean, I've been to Progreso twice. The first time I went, I did the cenote thing, and it was one of the best excursions. I got to tell you, I mean, it was a long shuttle, but it was a comfortable shuttle, long shuttle ride to get to the particular cenote that we went to. But it was just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's nature's handcrafted pool. Wow. And it was so deep that there was actually scuba divers going down into the cenote. That's how deep it was. And there was a guy that jumped, and I actually caught that on video from the top, you know, where it opens up or whatever. And the water is just that crystal clear blue, and the sun came down into it. And it you know, has all those minerals and everything. So, I mean, yeah, you could swim. Everybody had life vests and stuff. And they had a rope where you could swing into it and jump in. And it was amazing. That part was really cool. But then right after that, they take us to the actual home of, you know, a Mexican family. It wasn't like a restaurant or anything. Yeah. We had this big long table, and everybody in the excursion, you know, sat down at the table like you were, you know, family or whatever. And, you know, this Mexican family and her daughters or whatever, they're bringing out all this food and everything. And of course, it was amazing. You know, chicken tortilla soup, everything. And then we went and saw some really cool Mayan ruins. So I had a really good experience with that. Yeah. And the cenote, like I said, was just absolutely beautiful. So I think you would like that if you got an opportunity to. But of course, Cozumel is Cozumel, and that's one of the best ports.
You know,
Cozumel,
it seems like where I'm from. Of course, I live in Arkansas. So a lot of people cruise from Galveston to New Orleans. And when you go Western Caribbean, all the itineraries stop at Cozumel. And around here, it almost gets a bad rap. People are like, oh, we're going to Cozumel again. Cozumel is a great place to go. Whatever you want to do, swim with dolphins, mine runs, zip line, a beach, resorts, you can do it. And so I love Cozumel. And Coach, I went to Paradise Beach.
Yes. We're booked there for New Year's too, right?
I'm telling you, you're right. It's I've gone to Mr. Sancho's many times, never had a reason not to go to Mr. Sancho's. always been treated right, always been served well. Food is great. I would go back there again. But Paradise Beach, if I had to choose, and luckily we've got the freedom to choose, that's my choice.
Yeah.
People don't believe me. I said it on my show Sunday night, and they were like, "Really? I'm not turning my back on Mr. Sancho's." I said, "That's fine. I would go back there too."
No, and you know what? It's funny you mentioned that too, because the only reason I went to Paradise Beach was because Mr. Sancho's was sold out. And you know, my friend who lives down there, a lady by the name of Megan, she's a master scuba diver. She lives down there, and I said, well, you know, what's your recommendation? What's the you know, what else is good and all inclusive? And then Paradise Beach, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I've heard that one before. I'm like, okay, I'll go check it out. And that's the reason I checked it out. Now I would say, to separate the two, it's slightly less party atmosphere.
Yep. Which, remember, I had my 6-year-old and 3-year-old, so I appreciated that on our cruise last week.
Right. But you know what? I mean, it's party enough.
Yeah,
I will say that too. Like there's you know, people.
There's music blaring. There's shots being taken.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can definitely get your party on. I think the food at Paradise Beach is slightly better than Mr. Sancho's. I think it's better. The beer you get at Paradise Beach, they don't give you a little beer.
No,
they give you a 40.
No.
They're like, here's your 40. You know,
we got our food, and we've been drinking some mixed drinks, some mojitos and stuff. And I wanted a beer. I had shrimp ceviche. I had grilled shrimp. We had the taco truck. We had all this food. I wanted a beer. I said, will you bring us 2 beers, please? He said, 2. I said, yes. He goes, Amanda wanted 1 too. He said, yeah, you only need 1, but I'll bring 2. And here he comes, Coach. 2 40s that are the coldest beer I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cold, but they bring it in a bucket of ice. So if you want to pour some in a cup and drink it, you can, or you can pick up the bottle and drink it, put it back in the ice bucket. The thing that I was amazed with, though, is we had our boys. So we would be in the water on the water toys, sitting in the sand. We'd be in the pool. We'd be sitting at the loungers. We'd be going everywhere. But they work in teams of 2, and I appreciated that. They always found us. We would be moving, and they'd walk up at Derek, Amanda, are y'all good? And I'm like, how'd you find us? We're way far away from our seats. But if we needed something, they had iPads. I thought this was cool. So if I'm in the pool and I say, hey, I want some pico de gallo and I want a Dos Equis, they got iPads. They'll punch it in right there while you tell them. And then when they go to the bar, it's already sitting there. So they pick it up and they bring it to you within like 90 seconds. They don't have to go to the bar and say, okay, I've got 4 mojitos and 2 beers and then they got to make all the stuff. I thought that was cool.
Another thing I noticed too about Paradise Beach is both Sancho's and Paradise are similar in that you get, you know, a main waiter or whatever. But at least in my couple experiences with Paradise, the teamwork between the waiters was better. Like I could order with one guy, but then another guy would bring me the stuff. And you know, it didn't seem like you were waiting forever. There's been a couple times I've been at Mr. Sancho's and I order something, and then it's like forever before I actually get it. At Paradise, it seemed like, you know, it was just, you know, coming out. They have all the for those of you that have kids, they have all the toys too out in the now I think there is an additional charge. I went a couple of them, and
it's usually $18, but we've got a link that gives you some discounts that it was $10.
Okay.
I was impressed. Those aren't just janky toys. Some of those are like 30 or 40 feet tall.
Yeah.
Huge.
No, and they're a workout getting up. I had a friend of mine, she wanted me to go down the big slide, you know, and I'm like, all right, you know, and then I got to swim out there, and then I got to climb up the thing and pull my big heavy body up. So they get a little workout from that. And then they have another thing they have, and I interviewed a couple that, you know, chose Paradise Beach over Sancho's as well, is they have like these floating discs. You probably remember those. that are
Yep.
awesome because you can fit 2 or 3 people. You could probably fit a family of 4 on those things,
Yep.
but they just float in the water high enough to where, you know, your body can sink down in the water, but you're mostly above water, and they don't sink all the way down. So, I mean, you can just lay there in the water, but be in the sun at the same time, if you get what I mean. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of little extra freebies that you don't think about. So yeah, Paradise Beach, definitely. And I did do a video on Paradise Beach. So if anybody wants to check it out more, you could definitely check that
Yeah.
out. Okay, so yeah, and Sandra says she's got that on TikTok. So it's also on our TikTok, Coach Cruz on the Paradise Beach. And Lido Tito, I am. Oh, you're talking about Brad. Yeah. Yeah, Brad H you're talking about. Yeah, you should switch Brad H to Paradise Beach because I know you're already booked at Mr. Sancho's, but the reservation only costs you $5. So if you can't get that $5 back, but you can get to Paradise Beach instead, then that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandra, you will be busy for a while with all the content. And okay, real quick, I haven't touched on it in a while. I would love to get a second shirt away. Lynn won our first shirt of the day. We had Mr. Coates win our first shirt. And then so Christy Curry has numbers 1 through 20. Tim G has numbers 21 through 30. Mr. Lido Tito has numbers 31 through 50. So we only need 50 more in super chats, and we will give away another shirt today. So $10 super chat or two $5 super chats, you know, whether it's or $1. If you just want one single dollar, one chance out of 100 to win a shirt, you can do that. But if you do a single $10 super chat, you make Sadie here happy. See, she's eyeing this. Well, you can't see her, but come over this way. and then if you do a $20 super chat, I will do a shot. A couple of you have already had me do a shot today, which I appreciate. Christy and Lido Tito. And yeah, so let me speak about my ports really quick. So I was on the Carnival Magic. I went to Amber Cove, San Juan, St. Martin, and St. Thomas. Now, Amber Cove, that was a port that we did together, Derek, and you did the waterfalls, I think, last time, the Dama Agua. Was that right?
Yes, I did that, and I discovered the best cigars in the world.
Yeah, I remember you bought those. Now, how have those been going down? Pretty good, I imagine.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Literally, we booked. We're going in May on the celebration, and it's going to Amber Cove. And I only care that it's going there so I can go back and buy these cigars from the shop that's been open 60 years. And I don't smoke much. Don't get me wrong. I used to be like 2 a year. Now I'd be like once every 6 weeks. I'll smoke a cigar, but you don't have to worry about getting ripped off or them being fake. They're real. They're good.
I'm gonna have to get that number from you, and I wish I would have thought about that while I was in the port, because I mostly got some work done. I did a ship tour of the Magic, things like that, and then all I did that particular day was I did a video of all the shops and the port area and the free pool that's accessible to anybody. To show everybody what all that looked like and everything. So that's about it. Was rainy there. So people that did go out to ports, they probably got rained on at some point. But I did talk to a few people. I think the best excursion there is probably that waterfall excursion. But yeah, so that's all I did in Amber Cove. San Juan, that was one of the highlights for me. And normally it's not, honestly. I was thinking about just staying on the ship. Not that San Juan, the downtown old town, is beautiful if you've never been. And if all you did was walk around and look at all the beautifully colored old buildings and the cobblestone streets and everything, that would be enough. And the first couple times I was there, that's exactly what I did. And I was thrilled to do it. And it was great. But beyond that, it's not like a Grand Turk where you get off and there's a beach right here, or, all these different excursions you could do. So, if you go there a lot, you kind of run out of things to do. And so I wasn't going to do anything. But when I hosted my bar crawl, I met this Puerto Rican couple and a couple of their friends. And that was Rudy Zamora, Natara and Hodge, and they said, "Hey, we're going to this place called Chicharron, which is a Puerto Rican restaurant that was owned by Zamara's sister, their family, and it was in a place called La Placita, which was a relatively short cab drive away." Um, Christy's got a treat for Sadie. Let me give you that. Thank you, Christy. Most importantly, so you're 51 through 60 and 1 through 20. But you know what? I spoke about this earlier, that the family, feeling like family and stuff. And Derek, I know you've experienced this, and all of us that are cruise lovers, and that's probably the biggest reason we're such cruise lovers. Lido, Tito, Usnavi, and everything. We're all cruise family, together, because we've done multiple cruises. We've met on cruise ships, and then you get that cruise family. And I mean, these people welcomed me. I was like, you know what? I didn't have anything planned in San Juan. Yeah, I'll go. And they put us in a separate room, at the restaurant there. Like, we had our own private area. We met the owners, and they made us feel so welcome. The food was amazing. They walked us around this La Placita area where I guess Bad Bunny has performed for free because he loves the area so much and everything. It was just a really, really cool experience. Then we went to St. Martin, and there I slept in, but I got enough of the side of the island and the beach, and I got a beach chair and 5 beers for only $20. Two beach chairs, an umbrella, and 5 beers for only $20. I guess it was a buyer's market that day because it was raining off and on. So that was a great deal. And then St. Thomas, went to Megan's Bay. Megan's Bay, one of the most famous beaches in the world. Absolutely beautiful. So that was awesome. A couple of the likes I had on the Alchemy, I already mentioned the Alchemy, Diana, Nicola, Brian. The live music, the violin trio was great. Like you said, the band on the Breeze, the bands on this ship, the band was great. They had a couple that performed that was great. So that was all good. The spa on the Dream Class ships, I think, is the absolute best. Usnavi, you're going to laugh at me again because I'm going to mispronounce this again, but the Thalassopoli pool.
Thalassotherapy.
Thalassotherapy. Okay, that's it. I always want to add some extra stuff in there. But I mean, I love it. That whirlpool, it could fit like 20 people, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing. Like, I might buy the spa package for a day or two when not much is going on.
Yeah.
And just go in there, because you can just pass out. They got like 4 different steam room type settings, aromatherapy, traditional steam room, Laconium. I forget what they're all called, but yeah, it's absolutely great. What else did I really like? Joey, Kindle Fire's better half, I guess.
Not better half.
Yeah, well, he's the
better than Kindle Fire. I mean,
yeah, lesser half. You know what?
I love Joey, but is he a cruise director on there?
He is a cruise director on there. Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, he did a good job, and I like his call thing.
Is it hello, Joey?
No, it is cheerio, but then it sounds kind of corny. But then he'll pause for a few seconds, and then he'll say, "and frosted flakes," and then the next time he signs off, he'll say, "and raisin bran," or something. So it gets to be a thing where, like, you would see people trying to guess which cereal he's going to say as his second thing or whatever. And like I said, it sounds kind of corny, but I don't know. I felt like he did a pretty good job. Got a couple people in here, and Stephanie just checked in. Hello, Stephanie. This is a question more for you, Derek, since you just came off the Breeze. But what do you all know about the room on the Breeze that sleeps 5?
Yep.
Not sure exactly what to. I have known nothing about that. Maybe you do, Derek.
Yeah, there are a few rooms. I mean, and I know this just the travel agent stuff too. There's about a dozen rooms on the Dream class ships that hold 5 people. They are tight. I mean, if those 5 people stay in the room at all, you don't need to book in one room. If you're not in the room very much, book it. You'll have 2 beds that can come together, ground level. You'll have 2 pull-down beds from the ceiling with ladders. And then you'll have a sofa bed that doesn't pull out into a bed. The actual just sofa itself, they put like a topper or something on, and it is crowded. But they're there. They are.
And you know what? If that's a way to save, a bunch of money, then hey.
Yeah. If you're not going to be in there now, the Vista class ships and the XL class ships do a better job. The Family Harbor Lounge and their suites that sleep 5 people, and that have like 1.5 bathrooms. So that's a little bit better than the Dream class ships.
Real quick, I want to thank Tim. Tim Sadie's already down on the floor there enjoying your treat. And I want to thank you because I get to enjoy another shot. And I also want to say we are only $20 worth of super chats away. And I mean, you don't have to do $10. It could be any denomination from $1 on whatever. But we're only $20 away before we give away our second shirt of this show, because we are up to number 80. Tim has 61 through 80 after that $20 super chat. And if we get 20 more, we'll give away that other show. I mean, we'll give away the other shirt this show. If by some chance we don't reach that 100 this show, then those 80 or so will carry over to next week. And everybody is still I keep the paper right here. You're still in it. So thank you here, Tim.
I think we'll reach it. We'll reach it before the end of the show. It's Giving Tuesday. So. Everyone wants to know who wins the shirt. I mean, I know that.
Yep. Well, right now I want to add our special guest because they are live cruising, and I've been watching them in the background, and I've been waiting for that spinning circle to go around because the Wi-Fi is usually crapping out or something.
Unbelievable. The Wi-Fi has not been bad on this ship. I've done pop-up lives, and I haven't had any issues. I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, that's great. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, this is Bruce on the Carnival Vista. He's on the Carnival Vista right now. And so tell us about the Carnival Vista. So we learned some more about the Carnival Magic. That was the ship I came off of. Derek's been telling us all about the Carnival Breeze, which him and I will be going on for the New Year's Eve cruise, along with several people on the chat here. And then now you're on the Carnival Vista, which is also based in Galveston, correct?
It is, and it is packed.
Really?
I would say we are at 100% capacity. The food lines are back to the way they were pre-pandemic. It is crazy. Yeah. And but it's a beautiful ship. We love this ship. This is our 3rd time on this ship. And I have no complaints on this. The food's been great. Drinks have been great. They've been it's been a wonderful cruise so far. We were in Foul Mouth, Jamaica today. Yeah, but it was good. We did
a lot of people were cursing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. We did a tubing down a river, and it was a lot of fun. Great. The people were fantastic. So it was a lot of fun. We've really been enjoying ourselves. We're going to be in Grand Cayman, or where are we going tomorrow? Grand Cayman, I think it is. We're doing some Stingray Sandbar.
Stingray City. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Yeah. This will be our second time doing that.
Is this your first time on the Vista, Bruce?
No, this is our 3rd time.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very good.
Yeah. We did it last year. In fact, it was the first ship we got on after the restart, and then we did it just before the shutdown.
Okay.
So,
Well, Coach, that's where we met.
Yeah. Yep. Derek and I met. I was following him, way back when he was in the hundreds. Now he's pushing 15,000, and yeah, it's so.
Derek is a superstar.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
For sure.
One day we'll be there.
Yeah. You'll be there. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But I was hearing you guys talk about the alchemists. There's 3 alchemists on this ship in the alchemy bar.
Have you been going there a lot?
I've been there twice.
Okay. I'll tell you what,
it's been crazy.
They get tired of me at the alchemy bar because I'm camped out. But you know what? The alchemy bar saved me some money this cruise. That was going to be one of my dislikes, by the way. Derek, I know, can relate to this. I'll tell you what, I only threw the dice 3 times. And Derek, I didn't get past the second roll any one of those 3 times. I should have been playing the don't pass line on myself. But I do have one good thing to say. The dice were not bad for everybody. There was this one gentleman, I do that gimmick bet. They all small, all tall.
Yeah, make them all. Yeah.
I throw $5 on that almost every roller, and I put $2 on all small, $1 on make them all, and $2 on all tall. Guy hit them all. So I couldn't roll for anything, and not many other people, but that one roll, got me my money back plus a little bit. And I'm like, okay, the craps just isn't for me this particular cruise. So I did not like the craps table on the Magic. The dice were not friendly. The table was not friendly to me. So I didn't do a whole lot of that. I didn't play that. I played some blackjack. Wasn't that kind to me either. I played a little bit of slots, won a few dollars. But then the alchemy bar, it was so much fun that, I just stayed at the alchemy bar hanging out. Plus, the other thing, like you just mentioned, there's not an abundance of seating on the Dream class ships.
Yeah.
So it's like I knew if I got up from my spot, I wasn't going to get it back, So it's like I got to stay here. I have live music right there. So where do I need to go? Just hold my spot while I go to the bathroom, and I'm good. Yeah. So you're going to see an IMAX movie, Bruce, while you're on the Vista there?
We're debating. Batman was in it last night. We're debating on whether we're going to spend that extra cash or not. I'm not much of a gambler, but I'm thinking the extra stuff we may try the fates, test the fates on our last sea day. We'll see.
All right. Well, so Stephanie has a question here, and Bruce, we'll get you added into this response, but the question from Stephanie is, what do you all, why do you all cruise? I'm not sure the first part of the question, but how do you know each other? So I was touching on this earlier, Stephanie. Derek and I, he started a couple months before me, I think, as far as doing this whole YouTube thing. And I started watching him. I was watching everybody, and I liked him and everything. And then I was, booked on a cruise. Come to find out, I thought, oh, Derek's going on that same cruise. So I could tell you the first time I met Derek was at the craps table. And he was throwing dice, and I was looking for him because I'm like, okay, I talked to him a couple times. I watched his show, and it wanted to talk some shop and everything else like that. Sure enough, saw him at the dice table. I'm like, oh, hey, Derek, Brad, whatever, Coach Cruz. And we talked shop and everything, hung out that week, became friends. We saw Usnavi and Lido Tito and them out on an excursion, and we were all talking, hanging out together. We went to comedy club together. We all had a good time together, and we all just stayed in contact, like you often do when you meet a great group of people. And we became friends then, and we stayed talking with one another, stayed supporting one another, and started planning cruises together. And we've done that. So I know, at least in the case of myself, Derek, Usnavi, Lido Tito, and a handful of others, we're going to be going on at least 3 cruises together. And then Derek, in some cases, 4 cruises or more with a couple people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm telling you, it's cruise family. It's cruise friends become family that you get close bonds with. And Derek, you can touch on it more, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. Well, and when we met each other, the cruise restart had just happened. Everybody was looking to cruise. Coach, of course, is a teacher. My wife is a teacher. Lito's wife, Usnavi, is a teacher. So schedule is always kind of aligned. We can all cruise during the same time, but there's many times that we haven't even planned the cruise together. We're on there, And but now it's gotten to the point. It's like, hey, can y'all cruise this date? Are you off this time?
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly how this New Year's Eve cruise came about.
Yeah.
Because I'd actually had another cruise booked, and Derek and Lito Tito, I think it was like, oh, you got to get on the breeze. We're going to be on the breeze. And then I checked the breeze, and the price was going to be, at the time, the prize was going to be more than what it was for me to be like on a 7-day cruise or something. And I'm like, you know what? If they drop the price or offer me a deal, I'm there. And sure enough, they dropped the price, and I was able to get in on a casino deal or something. And I was so happy to report to them, like, hey, we're cruising together again. So we're all going on New Year's Eve cruise. But Cruise Vet, he just made us hit 100. So I'm giving away another shirt. This is awesome. Let me run through the numbers so everybody knows what numbers they are. We're going to do this drawing real quick right now. We got Christy 1 through 20. Tim G is 21 through 30. Lito Tito is 31 through 50. Christy again 51 through 60. Tim again 61 through 80. And Cruise Vet is 81 through 100. Lynn won a shirt earlier. And let's do this drawing. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. Okay, I don't know. Well, can we see it? Hopefully everybody can see that. The number is 69. 69, and that means Mr. Tim G. You are the winner, sir, of the next shirt. So you'll have to add a new color to your collection. And Tim has been very kind with the super chats in the past few weeks. So Tim, that one, you earned that one. But thank you, Cruise Vet. And I owe you a shot, Cruise Vet. I owe you a shot. So Bruce and Derek, if you can take over now. Let me get this shot ready. You guys take over the show.
Bruce, you're going to Cozumel. So you're in Grand Cayman tomorrow, and then it's at Cozumel?
Yeah. Cozumel, we're doing Nachicombe.
Okay. We've done that once years ago, and we had a good time there as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward. We're doing we're looking forward to it. You were talking about Paradise. We've done Paradise a couple times. We absolutely loved Paradise. Paradise was so much fun. So, and this will be our second time to Nachicombe. So we're looking forward to it.
Have you done Mr. Sancho's too?
We have not, but I am doing. There's a group of us that are doing what's called the Booze Cruise over next Halloween. October 29th, and we are doing Mr. Sancho's, and that we're selling on the Glory out of New Orleans. Yesterday I did a lot of work, and with Princess with that dollar deposit. I was so slammed yesterday. I hardly got to see any. I mean, I was on the computer for about 6 hours yesterday, booking people on that. And that was absolutely insane, including ourselves. We booked the Regal. That was a crazy day. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I told my wife, or I asked my wife, I shouldn't say I told her, but I asked her to wait until we hit status with Carnival before we moved out. I wanted to at least have that upper status with one. And we finally hit it. So we've been looking at different ones. We were looking at Royal and stuff. And then this Princess popped up, and I'm like, there we go. So
it has been a
we're
while.
excited for that.
2 hours, Bruce. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a financial advisor, but I cruised last week, Coach did too. Bruce, you did too. It was packed. My ship was so packed. And then, Bruce, you and I have seen the demand for cruising for booking in 2023. It's insane.
It's
I
absolutely insane.
No lie. Carnival, Royal, both. I went and bought more stock. And is it the right call?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I saw the ship and I see the bookings. I bought more stock.
Absolutely. Yep. And Sandra, I tell you what, Sandra, thank you. I mean, Sandra, let me tell you again, if you haven't checked out Coach Cruz TikTok videos, Sandra does all the TikTok videos. And then she just did a $20 super chat. And I think in a small way she's getting me because I sent her something and I said, hey, I need your address. I want to send you something, because she's been helping me out with all these TikTok videos. It's something that I think that she'll like, but she said, thank you, and obviously that's awesome, great, whatever. And I was like, you don't even know what I sent you. I was, like I could have sent you my cable bill, So I went to the post office today and I took a picture of the package and I gave her the tracking number. And she says, that doesn't look like just a cable bill. And I was about to message her back and I'm like, yeah, it's all my bills or something like that. Package or whatever. And she beat me to it. She's like, it looks like all of them. And I'm like, oh, you got me or whatever. So Sandra, you are, and thank you. And you're already doing all this stuff for me. So, I don't know why, but thank you very much. So I already gave Sadie another treat, and this is your shot, Sandra. And I did cruise bet. I did your shot as well. I hope you saw it.
While Coach does
so
that,
Derek,
Fireball Steve, who,
yes,
is on the Sunrise right now. He just checked in and said hello. He's a photographer. I mean, it's unreal the shots that he takes. But he jumped in. I don't know if he's still here, but Fireball Steve, there's a fourth ship represented tonight.
Sunrise, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I haven't been on the Sunrise. That used to be the Triumph, right? The Sunrise?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And Christy, 11 days until she goes on the Celebration. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the Celebration in June. And Derek, you're in May.
Yep.
So you'll
May
meet
28th.
me for weeks. I know we're going to be just like a week apart.
I know.
But I don't get out of school. I'm going on the Celebration the same weekend that I get out of school.
And we would move, but we have 4 other people, Amanda's family, that's booked with us, or we would move.
Yeah. But I've heard from so many people that have been on the ship already, just that Carnival show is just like out of this world.
Yeah. I've heard too, and you've been on Mardi Gras, but I have heard that it is so more advanced in decor, color schemes, just maybe marble floors instead of tile in some places. That's just the elegance of it is so much different than Mardi Gras, and it's only 18 months newer.
Well, yeah, and I'll be interested to see some of that. But at first, when you started talking, I thought you were going to reference in comparison to the regular playlist productions on all the other ships.
Yeah.
And the shows, because of the ability to span 3 decks, you have all these aerial performers now on the Mardi Gras and the Celebration. And they're just flying all over the place. They're doing flips. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. One show, I think it's Love in Vegas on the Mardi Gras, for example. There's a guy flying in on a freaking hang glider. No joke. He's suspended on cables by a hang glider. And then you see the giant LCD screens in front of you. And it looks like he's flying through like Red Rock Canyons and stuff like that, like on his way to Vegas and everything. And then they do some Cirque du Soleil stuff and all that. It's really, they, Christy, what's the CEO?
Christine Duffy.
Christine Duffy.
Yeah, Christine Duffy had a brain cramp, or maybe it's the shots. But she called the Mardi Gras game changer, and now the Celebration, and then soon the Jubilee out of Galveston. But those are game-changing ships for Carnival. They just are. They just are. because of, just for that reason, like the entertainment. That was one thing that Royal had over Carnival.
Yep.
That higher end entertainment, that higher end class and everything. And the Mardi Gras and the celebration, it meets those things. And, some people that have gone on both, Royal and Carnival, I've heard people say, and then like the Prima, they've been on the Prima and say the Mardi Gras, and they're like, you know what? The celebration for me is better, or the Mardi Gras for me is better. So now Carnival is competing with some of those higher end ships from some of their competitors. So it is a game changer for them. Absolutely. So Yoli checked in. I want to say hi to her. Okay, and then Usnavi says we traded in the celebration from Luminosa to Alaska. So, Loli, are you still going on the celebration for New Year's next year, Coach? Yes, I am. I am still going on that particular cruise. Fireball Steve says he's trying to. The video is freezing. So we're about running out of time here. But I will say, Tim, email me your address again. If I remember correctly, Tim is on Easy Street. Tim literally lives on Easy Street. Tim G lives on Easy Street. That is the actual name of his street. So he's arrived. It's where we all want to end up in life, but he's already there. He's already on Easy Street. But Derek, I wanted to thank again. And we got Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel, and he's on the Carnival Vista right now. But I had an absolutely awesome time. And Lito Tito says, Coach, we have to join you for the New Year's Eve on the Celebration 2023. That would be so awesome if you did. Maybe we can get Derek to come along as well.
We're waiting on school schedules because Amanda.
New Year's Eve. I'm pretty sure school's not going on New Year's Eve.
Oh, no, it's weird around here. It's weird.
Yeah, so
I do want to say this, plug this real quick.
Absolutely.
Bruce, you've been working on cruises for days. I've been doing the same. Guys, if you're looking for a cruise, don't book it yourself for sure. If you want to call a 1-800 number, do it. But you're looking at a man that's on a cruise ship right now and who wants to book your cruise because he loves cruising. I'm the same. We'll take care of you. Email Bruce, talk to somebody, but don't have someone you pick up the phone and call.
Yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll have an advocate.
It's free. Doesn't cost you a penny.
Right. And let me just echo that, because I'm not, I hope to be one day like the big guys there, Bruce and Derek for sure. One day I might join that club, but right now I'm not booking any cruises. But what I will say, the shots are getting to me. What I will say is this: when you have that personal connection with somebody that you actually know, like if you're an islander or and what do you refer to the group that follows you, Bruce?
The travel crew.
The travel crew. If you're a member of the travel crew, or you're an islander, or you're a coach cruiser that is being referred to one of these two gentlemen, it's like, okay, I actually know this guy. I see him. He does a live show every week. I get to talk to him. I get to chat with him or whatever. I mean, they're going to take better care of you on an individual basis because you already have that individual connection than anybody that you're just going to call up on a 1-800 number and say, hey, I want to book this cruise or whatever. Just like Derek, there was a situation, he's booked several cruises. As a matter of fact, he's in the process of booking like 4 more cruises with me. We were just chatting today via text, and there was this problem with getting me, because I rebooked a different cruise and things like that. So, they were trying to charge me a penalty, and I'm like, no, they shouldn't charge me a penalty. And he was back and forth with them. And eventually he's like, okay, yep, we finally got it worked out. You're not getting a penalty or whatever. They're going to give you those $200 back, and everything worked out. With somebody else, they're not going to care. Well, most people aren't going to care. I mean, I guess if they're really good in customer service, they might care. But, you got a personal connection. So that's why you go through guys like this that you already know, that you see every week. And, I would recommend both of them. So thank you both again for joining me. We got Derek from Island Time, our brother channel, and Bruce is becoming a channel, a brother channel as well. He's joined us several times now, and growing and all in the Carnival Vista, enjoying himself. So thank you, gentlemen. Fireball Steve says, let's get this up on the screen. He's going to get off here. Video freezing. Grand Cayman tomorrow and Ocho Rios on Thursday. Tough life for Fireball Steve. I think he'll be able to manage. Yeah. You guys keep the struggle real out there, while the rest of us, don't have to deal with those things, and we'll let you go. But again, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for all the super
guys.
Sandra is numbers 1 through 20 for next week, Tuesday, for the shirt. We gave away 2 shirts today. Lynn won the first shirt. Tim won the second. Lynn, when you watch this, I'm going to need your address, and I need the Easy Street address again, Tim, and your size and all that. And thanks. We're going to end the broadcast. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.